If you want to make a move but need to sell your current home to be able to do so, this video is going to go over the information that you need to be able to do that successfully. This process can seem complicated, but can actually be broken down into 3 easy steps. Step 1 is going to be planning. Step 2 is getting financing. And step 3 is executing on your plan. I'm going to go through each step one by one and give a little bit more detailed information about each one. So during the planning phase, you want to decide on your purchasing plan. There are 2 main strategies. The first one is going to be buy your home contingent upon the sale of your current home, or the second one will be to get temporary financing to bridge the gap between purchasing your 2 homes. So first I'm going to go over the information where you can get temporary financing or pull the money out of your home to be able to use that money towards your down payment of your new home. So I'm calling this temporary financing, but basically the idea is to take the money that you have built up in the equity of your current home and pull that money out to be able to use it to purchase your next home for the down payment and closing costs without having to pay any money out of pocket. There are several ways that you can do this, but the most common one, and the one that I would recommend, is called a HELOC, which stands for Home Equity Line of Credit. So what is a HELOC, or what is a Home Equity Line of Credit? A HELOC is an amount of money that is available to you from the equity of your current home. So for example, say you have $50,000 in equity of your home. The difference between what you owe on it and what it could sell for is your equity. So you have $50,000 available. So you can go to a bank, for example, and access that money that you have built up in your home and use it as cash to be able to use it towards your down payment and your closing costs. You can actually use that for a lot of things. It's a very common method in real estate. So the way that it works, for example, is that you'll go to your bank and tell them you'd like to take out a HELOC. And what they'll do is take preliminary information and they'll look at your loan amount versus versus their appraisal amount and take that information, and then there's a percentage, typically 85% of your equity, that they will allow you to have available to use for cash towards whatever you wanted ultimately. In this case, we're going to use that money to purchase a new home and pay for the down payment and closing costs up front, so you don't have to pay money out of pocket or have your current home sale completed and have received the proceeds. So why would you want to take a HELOC to purchase your next home? Well, the reason, in summary, is that it gives you the ability to purchase your next home without having to complete the sale of your current home. And there are some other benefits, like for example, if you get the line of credit but you don't actually purchase a home, or it falls through, then you don't have to make any payments on the amount that you've drawn, since you haven't actually used that money. It's exactly like a credit card. If you bought something for $100, then you would have to pay interest on that until you paid it off. It'll be the same idea here. However, if you were going to buy something for $100 and then chose not to, there's no interest payment. Same principle here with the HELOC. It is a line of credit. So it gives you quick access to be able to purchase your home. And what are some of the cons or the negatives of a HELOC? The biggest one is that if you use the money to purchase your next home and you haven't sold your current home, then you could end up having your new mortgage payment, your current home's mortgage payment, and your HELOC payment as well. The idea behind the HELOC is to be able to use that money to temporarily get into your new home, and as soon as you sell your old home, you cash out your old mortgage and you pay off the HELOC. You're just left with your first new mortgage. So as you can see, it might sound kind of risky, and there is a little bit of risk in that sense, to where you could get stuck with those payments. That's why it's a good idea to have this stuff ironed out ahead of time so that you don't get stuck in that situation. So that is the basics of a HELOC, and it allows you to move into your next home without having to sell your old home, which is why you would want to do it. The other strategy that you could do to where you don't have to get temporary financing and take on that risk is called shopping or making a contingent offer on your new home. So a contingent offer is when you put in an offer on a new home that you want to purchase, but you make it contingent or based upon the fact that your current home sells in order for your new home purchase to be completed. And basically how it works is very simple. You want to have your financing laid out ahead of time in a pre-approval letter with your contingency in it. And it's quite simple. You just go out shopping like you would for a regular home, but when you find the one that you love, you submit your offer. And again, it's just based on the fact that your current home sells in order to complete your home transaction. Now, the pros of this is that it's way less risky and you won't get stuck with 2 mortgages. Also, it's much easier to line up the closings of both the homes so that you don't have to move in with family members or a rental or even a hotel Airbnb for a temporary time. You can coordinate them so that they line up on the same day to where you close on the first one, close on the second one, and then that day you're moving from your old house into your next one. Like anything in life, there are some challenges with a contingent offer. Ultimately, the biggest challenge is going to be getting your contingent offer accepted by the seller of your new home. And this is just because from the seller's perspective, when you're reviewing offers and someone has submitted a contingent offer versus a non-contingent, it's more risk to the seller of the new home to go with the offer that is contingent because it's out of their control, and it's more of a risk for them that your home falls out of contract and then therefore their home does as well, and then they got to go back on the market or renegotiate the terms. So that's pretty much the biggest con to a contingent offer, is that sometimes it can be hard to get your contingent offer accepted. However, in today's market, when things have kind of slowed down a little bit and there's not as many competing offers or cash offers from investors, I'm finding that it is a lot more likely that homeowners are willing to be more patient and take a contingent offer to where they were in the past, where they were getting full price or overpriced offers and multiple of them. So in this market, I would say it is a good strategy, and I do it every month and I see it work out for lots of homeowners. So here's my recommended strategy. First, we need to look at your time frame, and we need to decide if you're on any type of time crunch or not. An example would be if you're moving your kids into a new school district and you need to have your address in that district by a certain date, then it might make more sense for you to proceed with temporary financing or the HELOC so that you can get into your new home by that date and get your kids into that new school. On the other side, if you're not in that situation or you have time to maybe look around for a little bit, then what I typically recommend is we can go out, find some homes, and make contingent offers. As we've seen, it is less risky for you, so that's the preferred method. So it's a good idea to go out and make those offers and see how the marketplace reacts, if there's people that are interested in your offers, and then adjust accordingly if you would rather just get a HELOC and proceed that way. And then after you've decided your buying strategy and if you're going to need a HELOC or if you're going to make contingent offers, the next thing that you need to do is be prepared when you go house hunting to have your house hit the market. This will benefit you if you decide to go the HELOC route or if you decide to go the contingent route. And that's because if it's the HELOC route, in order to avoid having those extra payments, you want to make sure that you can get your house under contract and sold within a very similar time frame of your new purchase. On a contingent side, it makes your contingent offer much more strong. If you can say, hey, this house is on the market, or it's been on 7 days, or we've got a contract even, especially if you have a contract on your house and make a contingent offer, the likelihood of your offer getting accepted goes through the roof. So that's kind of the recommended order that I like to do things, is to make contingent offers first if possible, and then proceed with the HELOC if that's not working out for you, or if you're on a time crunch or just want to move forward in a different way. But I do have a plan C, which is where I partnered with a company who can come in and purchase your home from you, and then you can take all your proceeds and use that money to make a cash offer on a new home. This is great if you're not having luck with contingent offers, or you don't want to take the HELOC. You can just cash out. And making a cash offer makes your offer really strong because you could beat out other cash offers, and you can beat out regular financed offers as well. If you're interested with that, there's some details there that I can discuss with you, but it does work exactly like that, and it's a really great program. So to quickly recap, basically what you're going to want to do first is decide your circumstances. If you do have time, or do you not want to take as long? And then B, decide if you want to use a HELOC or make contingent offers. After that, or before you start doing that and finding your new home, you want to make certain that your home is in its top condition to get the best price and sell as quick as possible. So that is a quick rundown. It seems like a complicated process, but if you iron out those 2 or 3 easy things up front and have that decided, plan A, B, and C, it can really make this process really easy and go really smooth. I appreciate you taking the time. I hope you found this helpful. If you want to discuss this or just have any real estate questions in general, I would be happy to discuss any information with you. I'm available to chat at any time. Please don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you for watching. Again, if there's anything I can do, clarify anything, or if you have any questions, feel free to give me a call. Thank you very much.